In this session, we will be talking about Amazon advertising, and to be more precise about video advertising, videos created by AI. So it's a very popular topic nowadays, and we have Chris Rawlings from Sophie Society who will show us how to create AI video ads, how they perform, how they outperform regular video advertising, and many more interesting tips and tricks and recommendations. And so let me invite Chris to the stage. Hi, Chris.
What's up, brother? What's up, guys? I'm stoked for this. This is a fun topic. It's funny because you say it's like a really popular topic right now, but I feel like most people don't even know that it's possible, so they kind of ignore it, and AI just seems like hype. But the reason that I'm coming in here is because I have a bunch of examples of us using Amazon's own AI video ad builder and sponsored brands to build profitable ads. And so we're really stoked about this because all the brands and all the products that we never had video ads running before because we didn't have video creatives, we now do. And we're just pumping them out by the hundreds. So I'm really stoked to share how it's working for us so that you guys can experiment over there at home.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we already see Matt Allen says, hi, hello, Matt. So maybe, Chris, just introduce yourself and then we will prepare your slides and we will start rolling.
Yeah, totally. So my name is Chris Rawlings. I run a company called Sophie Society. We're one of the top spenders of Amazon ads in the world. We have over $4 million in monthly Amazon PPC ad spend. We're a verified Amazon ads partner. We've been doing this for almost a decade now. So we're one of the OGs in the space. We have tons of spend and a large portfolio of brands that we oversee and grow with PPC. And that's why, I come on here and a lot of times I talk about PPC because that's one of the main things that we cover. So I'm also the host of the Profitable PPC Challenge, which is the biggest virtual event for Amazon PPC as measured by attendees in the world. Even Amazon themselves sends their people to us. We see the registrants and we see, Noel at Amazon.com, and we're like, oh, wow, okay. So even Amazon needs some help sometimes, apparently, to learn their own platform. But and that's coming up, in just less than 2 weeks. So really excited for that as well. And I'm excited to jump into these AI video ads with you guys.
That's amazing. And believe it or not, we have been doing videos with Chris for exactly 9 years.
Dude, what are we going to do for our anniversary, man? I'm going to have to fly out to Portugal and we're going to have a party.
Yeah, probably. All right. So while Chris is preparing the slides, I wanted to mention to everyone that if during the session you have any questions to Chris about the content he's presenting, don't forget to leave those questions in the live chat if you're watching live, or to the comment section below if you are watching the replay. And at any time, click like if you enjoy the content Chris provides, and usually it's really good content. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber on our channel. And I think we're ready. Chris, I see your
nice. Let's rock then. Okay. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Solid. Cool. Let's rock and roll, guys. So we're talking about what I want to do here is coming into Q4 is basically equip you guys with some ninja tactics. So we're not going to go super strategic. We're not going to talk about frameworks or anything like that. For that, you're welcome to join the challenge that we have coming up in 2 weeks. I'll tell you guys about that a little bit later on. But what I'm going to do is just give you some tactical advice. And we're going to spend most of the time talking about AI video ads. I squeezed a few bonus tactics in there for you guys, just as a little bonus, some things that you can implement today and test out to make your ads more profitable. And all of this is just focused on profit. So we're going to go through some AI video ads that actually convert, that produce profit for us at Sophie Society for our portfolio brands here. I'm going to show you guys a few examples. Most of them small, since we're only really a couple weeks into Amazon launching this tool for us. And specifically, by the way, I'm talking about using Amazon's own AI video ad builder in the ad console. So this is something you don't have to leave the ad console to do it. You don't have to come there with any content or anything but your ability to click a button that says generate video ads. And you can do what I am showing you how to do in this presentation. And we're going to go through some real examples. So Now we're going to talk about the video ads that are working now and how to set them up. Then I'm going to show you 3 more little bonus tactics that you can implement now. It's auto campaigns with testing different bids, audience targeting, and new ways to approach category and product targeting that are super profitable for us at the moment. So, what is Amazon's new AI video ad creator? It's a tool inside the seller console that allows you to make video ads with the click of the button. Now, are they amazing ads? No, they're really not. They're pretty basic. But the thing is, all that matters is if they work. And in our experience, do they generate profitable sales? The answer is yes. So are they amazing looking ads? No. But do they generate profitable sales? Yes, sometimes. And the only way for you to know is to test it yourself. Some of our brands that we've tested this on, it didn't work, or it didn't outperform the existing video ad that we were split testing it against. And some of them, it worked fantastically. And even on a few of our accounts, it saved some products that were, completely hopeless before that. So that should be enough of a reason for you guys to test it. Obviously, I can't guarantee that it's going to work for you. And like I said, I've tested on some products that it doesn't work for. But it's been a game changer for us. And the main thing that makes it so incredible is that it scales. So not only, I'll get into this later, how you can scale it for existing product and existing brand. But the thing is that it allows you to do rapid A/B testing. And especially if you have a big catalog, it lets you run video ads, no question, for all of your products instantaneously. I mean, even if you have dozens or even hundreds of products, you can get this live for all your products within a day, max 2 days, even if you have hundreds of products. So it's pretty incredible. So let's just start talking about the actual results that we've gotten. So one test here that I'm going to put in front of you guys. What I want you to do is tell me which of these ads is the AI ad, and just pop it in the comments since we're here live together. Is it the left one or is it the right one? So put in there if you think the left one is AI or the right one is AI. So just, you're going to put left if you think left is AI, right if you think right is AI. One of these is AI, one of these was human made. Ready? Now, which of those did you think was AI? I hope I didn't just give it away with that text. Maybe you guys saw that, maybe you didn't. I want you to pop it in the comments, and I actually can't see them right now live. Augustus can see them, but I want to see how many of you guys can tell. Dang it, I did it again. I keep giving it away.
Okay.
But
so Adrian says right.
Okay.
Left.
Okay.
Left.
Okay.
Both look great. Right. To
Okay,
me, the more simpler looked like AI generated. I think on the left there were a lot of transitions. I thought maybe it's a human made.
Yeah.
Right
So
is AI, right?
that's right. Yeah. So Augustus, you're actually right. And it's interesting that you guys are split on this. It was about 50-50 left versus right. So it was hard for you guys to tell. This one is the AI one. It's one single shot with music for 6 seconds with text on top. And this one on the left is the human one, which was made in Canva with a series of images with text and music over top. So I grabbed one in particular that is fairly similar, but one you actually had to make, taking a couple hours in Canva, getting your videos, your images together, getting the music, getting the cuts right and the length right, putting your logo in there, putting the text on top, split testing that. The other one takes 5 minutes to make, and you don't do anything. You just wait 5 minutes while Amazon generates it, because it takes about 5 minutes to generate these video ads. And the performance, so we split tested these against one another in this account. And here were the results. So the ad on the left, the human made ad, gets a consistent 37% ACoS on average over the course of weeks of testing it. The AI video ad gets a 20% ACoS. Why is it that the AI ad gets a better ACoS than the human made ad? Well, the reason is, and let me just click play on this again so we can see this one more time. The reason is it's more dynamic. It actually looks like a video changing angles, whereas the human made one that we did cheaply, is a series of pictures scrolling across, and you can't really tell that it's not an actual video, right? It's more like a slideshow, like a moving slideshow. Whereas the AI one is a video. Now, in addition to that, it also has text on top that's really prominent, whereas the other one had little text. It wasn't very prominent, had the logo, which is really not necessary, and it didn't look like a live shot video. So this one captures the eye more because people's eyes are drawn to video that's actual video, not screen shares. And that's all that matters with these video ads. It's only 6 seconds, but it draws the eye more than a sponsored product ad that was just a static image would do, or a sponsored brand ad with a static image would do. So
And
all it's
Mas
doing
is
is drawing the
actually
eye.
commenting that AI video looks much better. One of the viewers agrees.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, it actually does. Now, I'm going to show you guys some funny cases where it doesn't, because sometimes it gets it wrong, and sometimes it's like kind of hilarious what it produces. I made a whole YouTube video on this if you guys want to see more examples or dive in, but you're welcome to check out my channel on YouTube. Just search Chris Rawlings. But in general, a lot of times you get something that's good, and you can customize it. I'm going to show you guys how. So you can see here, this was our split test. We have our different ads here. So when you set up a campaign, you can actually set up a sponsored brand video campaign with multiple ads in the campaign. And that's how you split test it. So each one is an ad, and you just keep adding ads. And that's how you split test it via the ads. So you just put more ads in the same campaign, and then you just shut off the ones that are not good. So you can see this is the human one, 37%. This is the AI one, 20%. So another little test. So this account has a 34% ACoS on average, but the AI video ads together on average have a 23% ACoS. So significantly different. 34 versus 23 is the difference between profitable and unprofitable for a lot of brands. Not only that, but it allowed us to scale sales a little bit more because this brand was having trouble scaling sales. So here's the creative. This is one of the ones that was producing an 18% ACoS on average. Okay. So pretty simple. Again, it's a single shot, 6 seconds, music over top, and text at the end.
By the way, Chris, we don't hear sounds from your screen.
Oh, okay. So that's actually okay. I should have shared the sound so you guys could hear it. Amazon just uses the same song every time. I think they're going to update that soon. But it's just like some upbeat music in the background, some guitar music. That's it.
And we have a question from Matt. He's asking, where would you place these particular ads? Are you covering this later?
Yeah. So we'll talk about where they go. Basically, these ads are available to you when you go to sponsored brands and you select video, and then you select product detail page. And so these ads will show up in the middle of search mostly, but they can also show up top of search. And they're going to one product detail page. So when you click this video or you click this thumbnail, it's going to bring you to the product detail page, not the storefront. Okay, here's another one. This one had 21% ACoS, same brand. And again, it's just some guitar music in the background and some text over top. In this case, it says nature's air purifier in hand. So it's honestly, if I looked at this and you didn't tell me it was AI, I wouldn't know it. But since I know it's AI, then I catch things. I'm like, its hands at an angle, that plant would be sliding out, or it looks like it's in reverse, or his fingers are a little bit too sausagey. But in general, if you don't know it, you're not going to think that it's AI. So a lot of these, like, people don't know. We might be good at spotting this kind of thing because we're in the industry, right? But most people out there, they don't know the difference. They can't tell whether something's AI or not. So it works. And the reason it works is because it just catches the eye. It's only 6 seconds. It's a single shot. There's text over top, but it catches your eye more than a static image. That's all that really matters. It's just an image that's moving. And that's why you can roll these out in mass and get better results, because if you just didn't have the resources to make a video ad before, now you do. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it right here.
Okay, check these out. So this is pretty funny. Sometimes Amazon does a good job, sometimes it doesn't. So these, for example, it's like stuck to the guy's hand. That's so it's 6 seconds. Like, whoa, look, they can't fall off. Hey, they must be glued. I think this one did the same thing too.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, showing like, look, it must be glued to my hand. The plants just won't fall. So yeah, 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds.
They don't all
So
come
most
out
of them are one shot, but you can see sometimes it gets creative. It adds like graphics to the picture. Here's another one with graphics in the picture. It's still one single shot, but with graphics. Here's one that's interesting. So again, he's doing the hand glue thing, but then it has another shot, and then another shot, and then another shot. So there's actually 4 separate shots in this one that Amazon generated. This one is where we get into some funny stuff again. So we got, same shots as before. Oh, physics. Didn't understand physics there. So yeah, so you really got to pick and choose. It'll generate 6 at a time, and you can always just regenerate. And sometimes you have to generate a couple times to get one that's actually good.
Yeah. So every time you make these AI video ads, and the way to get to them, by the way, you just go to Seller Central, go to advertising, click create campaign, click sponsor brands. And then when you hit video, you scroll all the way down and you see this section here in the background, you can see called creative. There's a button that says generate AI video. It's a blue button. If you get lost, you check my YouTube tutorial on it that walks you step by step. But once you do that, it's going to say generate video. And then as soon as you click it, it makes 6. And it makes 6 because it knows that a lot of them are going to suck. It takes about 5 minutes. It generates those. And then you can save the ones that you like, and you can customize the one that you like. So it's going to generate the full video, but you can change the text that it has on there. You can see this one says grow your green family. This one says 4 plants, endless possibilities. This one says effortless green, endless joy. This one says bring nature home today. And this one says bring nature into your home. So some of those are actually not bad. Like those messages are ones that you might want to split test. But if you have a message that you know converts because you've tested headlines on social media posts or on headline sponsored brand ads with custom headlines, then you can use those and just swap them in there. And that's one of the ways to split test these ads, is just split testing different headlines.
Okay,
especially if they speak to different customer demographics. So you can see these the ad with the sponsor brand video that is working really well. It's 18% ACoS, and it's generating hundreds of sales. So that's a number that you can actually trust. Whereas some of the other ones didn't work quite as well. This one was a 58% ACoS. We ended up turning that one off. This one was also good at 21% ACoS, but not quite as many sales. All right, let's look at another example.
Chris, there is a question.
Sure.
Matt is asking, can you prompt it at all? So are you able to put any prompts or instructions?
No.
So you just give like a ASIN number and that's it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just the product that you're advertising, and you only selected one because it's product video to product detail page, not storefront. And then it generates the ad automatically using the content assets that you already have on the listing, and you don't do any prompting at all. So really the only customization that you can do is simply changing the text that it puts on the video at the end. Besides that, you really can't customize it, but you can just continually regenerate it. And then you can save in your library the ones that you like. So you could just keep regenerating, and then you save the 1 or 2 each time out of the 6 that you like. And then you can go in there and customize the text on it. And the text actually has more of an impact than you think because it's so short and punchy. It's just like any of you guys who have been in digital marketing outside of Amazon, you know that for a landing page, the biggest thing that you can change on a landing page that changes its conversion is the headline. So all the different colors and graphics and testimonials and buttons and videos, they have less of an impact than the simple headline, which is the text, the first text they see when they get on the landing page. And this video is the same way. One of the best ways that you can change the conversion of the video is the headline. And this is where I'll get into this now because we're talking about it. This is where the next level for us is starting to utilize AI video at scale for a particular product by going after each of its major shopper intent groupings. So what does that mean? That means like if I'm selling an indoor plant, I might have a big search term that's indoor plants for office. And then I might have a big search term that's indoor plants for living room. Well, now, I can try customizing the ad and the text on the ad specifically for that, like fresh air in your office or fresh air in your living room or whatever. And also based on the graphics that I already have on my listing, if Amazon will generate ads that actually show those different settings because that's what I have on my listing. So that is one of the biggest superpowers that you have with these, is that you could just at scale test different messaging in your ads, because nobody's really reading text on Amazon. They're just looking at pictures and videos. So the only text that actually gets in is the text that's on the ad. So if there are different reasons, different problems that people are solving with the product, like one might be for pain if you're selling a turmeric supplement, and one might be for longevity. So your text on one will be, work all day pain-free. And the second one might be live to 100 or something like that. You just tailor it specifically to the customer shopper intent that is searching for that particular term, and then create different campaigns targeting those different terms, which is pretty cool.
Mas is asking, are we able to feature our own product with the logo in this video?
You can add a logo. That's the only other customization that you can do. But I wouldn't recommend it unless you're doing branded search campaign, because for the most part, vast majority of people searching on Amazon are searching for a product or a solution or a problem. They're not searching for your brand. And, a vast majority of the Amazon shoppers don't know your brand. Like 99.999% don't know your brand, have never heard of you. So adding the logo doesn't really do anything to the conversion. I would keep it off because it just makes it more messy. But the product, yeah, you could choose any product. So whatever product you want to generate the ad for, Amazon will generate that AI video ad for that product. It's whatever one you selected when setting up the campaign.
Okay, let's move on.
All right. Now let's look at these two. Okay, now here is another ad for the same product.
Get your coffee back. True Cup Coffee is low acid and easy on the stomach without sacrificing indulgently rich flavor. More taste, less acid. True Cup makes coffee drinkable and delicious.
Okay, so now that you guys have been through our little training here on how to create these, I want you to tell me now which one's the Amazon AI video ad. Pop it in the comments.
Okay, can you show one more time the right one?
Yep, right one.
No, it's hard to tell. Okay,
And then
let's
here's
see.
the left one.
Get your coffee back. True Cup Coffee is low acid and easy on the stomach without sacrificing indulgently rich flavor. More taste, less acid. True Cup makes coffee drinkable and delicious.
Okay, people are saying right is AI generated, I guess.
Yes, you guys are right. So you're paying attention. The right one is AI generated, and the left one is human made. And here are the stats for these.
Get your coffee back. True Cup Coffee is low.
So the AI sponsor brand video ad did a 34% ACoS. You can see this little screenshot here during our testing period. I screenshotted this pretty early after only a couple dozen orders, but it's continued performing like this. And our human sponsor brand video ad was getting 67% ACoS. So this one on the right, 34% ACoS. This one on the left,
Get your
67%
coffee back.
ACoS.
Get
That's
your
almost half.
coffee back.
No, that's
By
significantly different.
by the way, Claire is commenting that right one because Amazon don't speak, only music. So they already got the formula. They know
Yep.
that.
Yeah, you
Nobody
got it.
speaks.
It's just music, text, and a
Yeah.
single shot or up to 3 shots.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have another test here with 20% ACoS on the AI sponsor brand video ad and a 37% ACoS on the human sponsor brand video ad. So like I said, I'm showing you guys the tests where we were able to lower ACoS with the sponsor brand video, but it doesn't always work. We have tested it for brands where the human video outperformed, especially if it was a really good video that was already proven with a lot of conversions. So it's up to you to test this, but the thing is, it costs you nothing to test. It costs $0 to produce. You could test rapidly over and over again and just keep regenerating. Just sit there and regenerate. You know, you could do 8, you could do 12, you could do 16 different ads, and all you have to do is sit there and click a button to do it. So the biggest thing is, especially for you guys out there who haven't run video ads yet, just because you haven't gotten around to making a video, do it today. Like for you guys, it's a no-brainer. But even if you have a video that you made, either by stitching together some screenshots and images and just scrolling through them with music on Canva, or even a live shot ad where you shot everything live, paid a production company to do it, or did it yourself at home, or a mix of the two. Still, I would recommend you guys testing out this AI video ad creator, because sometimes even for our good ads, our live shot ads that were producing for us before, for whatever reason, the simplicity, the text, the shortness of it, sometimes the AI video ad using Amazon's AI video ad builder actually works better. So it's worth doing. It's worth testing out. It's worth trying out. Okay. So that was my little spiel for AI video ads. Now I'm going to get into some bonus tactics for you guys, and then we'll get into some discussion and Q&A, and then we'll close off and let you guys run out and actually make these video ads for yourself. So
Yeah.
The other little bonuses that I mentioned, I was going to mention to you that you can instantly start testing. Sponsored product audience targeting. So some of you guys may have noticed this in your ad console. Some of you guys may have not, but if you go to sponsored products and you scroll down to bid adjustments, you'll see a new little tab there called audiences. And then you can click increase bid for audiences built by Amazon. Then you see these 3 things: high likelihood to purchase based on recent shopping activity, clicked or added brand's product to cart, and purchased brand's product. Now the audience category that works really well for us is high likelihood to purchase based on recent shopping activity. That means Amazon is going to raise your bids for people that its algorithm thinks are about to buy your product or a product like your own. So it's basically hitting them when they're most susceptible to the ad. So we've tested this out on dozens at this point, probably over 100 accounts. And similar to the AI video ads, it doesn't work every time, but it's worked miracles for us many times. And it, in fact, actually helped us do a very difficult product launch in a very highly competitive, high competition consumables market in skincare. And it made the launch incredibly profitable because our ads were getting an ACoS in the 30s in a category where the ACoS is usually in the hundreds, because it's consumable. So all of the other brands are willing to spend a lot on the first purchase because they know there'll be repeat purchases that pay for those ads in the future. So categories like that are very, very competitive, and the CPCs are very, very high. Using this audience targeting allowed us to do that high competitive launch at an ACoS in the 30s, which is like completely unheard of. And so how do you do it? You click audiences, click increase bid for audiences built by Amazon, and then you put in either 10, 20, or 30% as the bid adjuster right here, and then set up the campaign. And again, you could split test this against not using the bid adjuster and see what works better. But you can see in here in the bid adjustment section, here's one of the accounts that we tested it on. You can check how it's doing by going over to audiences, and then you can see highly likelihood to purchase audience. You can see in this case, we got a 21% ACoS for that audience, where the rest of the campaign got an average of a 31% ACoS. So it's 50% less, which is wild. Or sorry, that's actually 33% less cost that you're doing. So it's 31% ACoS down to 21% ACoS. That's a 30% decrease in your total cost per click for those ads, or your total cost per sale. And this is a real campaign, obviously, by the way, because I'm screen sharing through it. And a lot of times you see results like this. This is typically the scale of the results you're going to see. You're not going to see ACoS at like way less than half or like a quarter. So it's not going to take your ACoS from 100 to like 20, but it might take your ACoS from 60 down to 45, which can be a huge difference for some brands. So this is something that if you guys haven't tested, it's fairly new. It came out maybe about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, maybe max. And a lot of sellers just haven't tested it yet. For a long time, it wasn't in everybody's ad console. I think at this point, it should be rolled out for everybody, but you can test if it's in your ad console just by doing this, clicking a sponsored product campaign, going down to bid adjustments, and then seeing if you have these options for this section here, audiences. So this is something you guys can implement right away. It takes about 10 minutes to do, and you can start testing out if this can save you some costs on your Amazon ads. This was that launch I was talking about. It completely changed the game for this brand, like just exploded its sales. The launch was really successful, really profitable. You can see it here. The ACoS was in the 30s. It was a 37% ACoS in a category where the ACoS, especially for new product launches, is usually in the hundreds. Now, this wasn't all due to the audience targeting bid adjuster, but that was a big part of it. So I would recommend you guys test it out. Here are the actual campaigns, and you can see how many of them we have the audience bid adjuster on. We use the naming convention AU and then the percent bid adjuster. So this top campaign that produced most of the sales, it had a 20% audience bid adjuster on the audience of high likelihood to purchase based on recent shopping activity. Then the second biggest spending campaign did not have it. The third biggest spending campaign did have it, and it had the lowest ACoS out of all of the top 10 campaigns. The next one did not have it. The next one did have it. The next one did not have it. And the next one did have it again, 30%, and then another one with 30%. So it was a big part of this launch, and it was part of the campaign that we were able to push the most ad spend through. So really, really useful. Recommend you guys trying it out. Okay, the next little hack that you guys can implement right away, that's also fairly new, or at least newly discovered by us inside our team, is if you haven't gotten auto campaigns to perform for you. Auto campaigns used to be something that you only use for research to get Amazon to find you new keywords to target. Now it's completely different. This year, 2025, a lot of our accounts, we actually use auto campaigns. Some of our accounts and some of our products, the auto campaigns are the top spending campaigns, and they can be the lowest ACoS campaigns. So auto campaigns have completely changed over the last year. They went from just a research tool to an actual campaign type that can generate profit, because Amazon has gotten better and better at finding the right targets for you when you say, all right, I'm leaving it up to you, Amazon, you go find the targets. But sometimes it's hard to get them to work, even though they're such a good tool. So we started experimenting internally with how do we get these to work on accounts and products that they're not working for. And something that was discovered by one of our awesome senior strategists inside Sophie Society, also named Chris P, it's a different Chris, is testing out different bids. So if your auto campaigns haven't been working, auto campaigns are very sensitive to the bid. And higher isn't necessarily better, lower isn't necessarily better. It's the right bid that's necessarily better. So in this account, we tested 4 different bids, 4 different auto campaigns, all set up the exact same way. The only difference was the bid. And we found that we tested 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, and 60 cents. And the winner by far was the 40 cent bid. And then 50 cent was actually the worst. And the second best was 60 cent. So this is a little bit counterintuitive, right? Because you might think as you up the bid, your ACoS goes up and your impressions go up. but that actually wasn't the case for us. There's a sweet spot somewhere. So generally what you want to do is see what Amazon recommends as the bid, and that's going to be about your ceiling. That'll be about the top bid that you're going to test, and then go down by 10 cents and test 4 or 5 different bids. And this will be the test that lets you know what bid works best for you for auto campaigns for that particular product. So test 4 different ones, let them run until you let enough data come in, find out how the ACoS is doing and how many impressions and sales it's doing, and then turn off the ones that are not working and keep the one on that is working. So this is a cool little hack for you guys. We've tested this out dozens of times by now. We first discovered this a couple months ago. This is a tactic that we've implemented into our protocol internally for getting auto campaigns to work for products. And the reason that is so important is that, like I said before, auto campaigns are now actually working for accounts, whereas before they used to be just research. So I'm going to close it off by showing you guys what the PPC campaign structure looks like on a few profitable brands, some of which we've used some of these tactics that we talked about today. And then we'll get into some questions and comments and turn this into a little discussion. So here's a niche skincare brand that we have that's growing exponentially now. It had a long period of stagnation and slow growth, and we kicked it into high gear this past 12 to 15 months. And this brand is very, very profitable. The ACoS is even really good for a skincare brand, but the TACoS is like sub 10%, which is great for a skincare brand. That's incredible. So for this, I'm going to just read through the top 4 campaigns or the top 5 campaigns so you guys can see what profitable brands in different categories are spending most of their money on. So top campaign in this case was a single keyword exact match campaign, what a lot of you guys are probably used to spending a lot of your budget on. And the reason is because this is a winner takes all type of environment where the one keyword gets a vast majority of the traffic. So we had to rank for that keyword. So we spent a lot on that, but actually an ACoS of 50% for a ranking campaign where you're pushing top of search is really good. The next one was a grouping of keywords organized by shopper intent, but we use phrase match to expand it. The next one was same thing, another keyword grouping, but broad match. The next one was phrase match with a single keyword. And then finally, the last one was a product targeting with high volume competitors in there. Then we have other campaigns in here too. We have a catch all, what we call a scavenger campaign in there. We have a headline, sponsor brand, custom image campaign in there, and some other keyword campaigns in there. But that's what's producing most of the sales for the super profitable skincare brand. And we have another one, which is a niche supplements brand. This brand has grown exponentially. We basically took these guys from 80 units a day to 800 units a day. It's an incredible brand, great founders, great story, great product, but just wasn't getting the exposure that they needed to grow. And so this brand also very profitable, TACoS near 10. ACoS of 60% is really great for a supplements brand that's really high volume, high competition. And you can see the ACoS has just been trending down, whereas the sales have just been trending up. Brand's doing great, super profitable. So this is what the campaign structure looks like on that. And I've organized the campaigns from top spending to least spending. So, and by the way, this brand is like inching towards $1 million a month in revenue. It's doing incredibly well, incredibly profitably. Again, since this is another sort of winner takes all environment where there's a few keywords that you really need to rank for to get profitable, we focus most of the ad spend on single keyword exact match campaigns, focusing on top of search with top of search bid adjusters so that we could rank. That's just the most powerful campaign for ranking. It's not the only campaign for ranking. Product targeting works for ranking. Sponsor brand video works for ranking. It all can work for ranking, but this is the most powerful impact. Then we have a category targeting campaign targeting the same category that we're in. And you can see that's our third top spending campaign. We're running a lot more ad spend through category targeting. So if you guys are sleeping on category targeting, I recommend that you wake up and start trying it again. Then we have another single keyword targeting with a keyword grouping organized by shopper intent. Then another category targeting, but this time targeting an adjacent category, not the same category that we're in, because we saw category targeting was working well, and then we did that. You can see here that we actually did do auto targeting, testing different bids, And that's how we got auto targeting to work for this product. And that's the reason that we were able to get ACoS in the 50s, even though it's a space where the ACoS would usually be in the hundreds, because it's hyper competitive keywords. We just kept sharpening them down. Here's an interesting one down here, a STPP ad. We call this a self-targeted product placement ad, where you target the product and you target the same product that you're advertising. And it sort of works like instant retargeting. That's a really powerful ad type. That's actually the first video I ever loaded on my YouTube channel 2 years ago. You guys are welcome to test it out and check out that video. Here's a sports and outdoors brand, not super crazy high volumes. You can see it's about doing maybe 300K a year right now, but it's hyper profitable. The ACoS is at 31%. The tacos is at something around 6 or 7%. So this brand is super profitable, not super crazy high volumes. The top performing campaign for this is a sponsored brand video campaign. This is not AI, but we are split testing AI against this year. Then we have a broad keyword targeting in sponsored products. Then another sponsored brand video. So you can see in this case, we're actually funneling most of our ad spend in the top 5 campaigns through AI or through sponsored brand video. And this is a pattern across a lot of our accounts, is that we're putting more and more of our ad spend through sponsored brand video, which is why the sponsored brand AI video ad builder came out at the perfect time, because it allows us to roll it out across all our brands, even the ones we didn't have video assets for. You see another sponsored brand video down here is getting a 10% ACoS, not that many sales, but still 10% ACoS, focusing on rest of search. This is a sponsored brand video ad at 19% ACoS. This is a sponsored brand video ad at 24% ACoS, and producing most of the sales. So pretty powerful stuff. Here's a tool care brand profiting about 5K a month in net end of day profit. This one is focusing mostly on product targeting. So you see the top spending campaign here is a product targeting ad with expanded product targeting. So I'm showing brands at different scales. I'm going to show you guys brands that are profiting thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands per month. And I'm talking profit, not revenue, by the way. This blue bar is profit here. This is a seller board screenshot. So it's about 5,000 a month in end of day net profit that this brand is making after all costs are included. And product targeting with expanded match is what's spending the most here. Here's an herbal oil brand. It's profiting about 16,000 per month. That's up from only about 6,000 8 months before when we took it on. So we were able to grow the profit and the units sold really significantly by using a lot of the tactics that we teach in the Profitable PPC Challenge. You guys are welcome to come to that. I'll give you a QR code later to show you how to join. But yeah, so the brand is pulling in end of day net profit at $16,000 per month. This is what the campaign structure looks on that. The top spending campaign is an auto campaign, and that's top spending campaign by far. So 72,000 versus the next top spending campaign is 1,800. So it's about 10 times the spend. For whatever reason, for this one, we were able to funnel a lot of spend through auto campaigns that do really well. And the other campaigns, we were just not able to get them to spend. And when we did, the bids, the ACoS would go up. So we just kept them at the level that they were able to spend at a low ACoS. And we just kept funneling more and more ad spend through the campaign that's working well. So you can see these distributions can be very different. I showed you guys the supplements one where it was pretty evenly distributed. The top campaign was maybe spending 30, then the next one was doing 25, then the next one was doing 22, the next one was doing 18. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you get one campaign that hits and the rest of them are really small. You just have to keep doing more of what works. Every account's going to be totally different. Here's a home decor brand. It's profiting just shy of $20,000 per month. That's up from zero to negative profit. This is another great one where we actually funneled a lot of the ad spend to exact product targeting. So the top spending campaign here is an exact match product targeting campaign targeting the top ranking competitors. The next top spending campaign is an auto campaign. Then the next one is a broad modified keyword targeting campaign. And then only once we get to the fourth and fifth one do we have exact keyword targeting. And the last one is a sponsored brand video campaign. So I'm showing you guys all these examples so that it breaks you out of your mindset, if you think, oh, 90% of my ad spend should go to single keyword exact match targeting, or 90% of my ad spend should go towards sponsored products, it's not always like that. You really have to test out product targeting versus keyword targeting, sponsored product versus sponsored brand, video versus image, default thumbnail versus custom creative, and different bids, different match types, auto versus manual. And you see what's working for your particular account and then figure out how to do more of it. This is what we call campaign chaining inside Sophie. All right, here's another one. There's an office supplies brand. This is weekly numbers, not monthly. So this one's doing about $3,800 per week. So you can see it's about $15,000 per month in profit, not revenue, profit. And that's up from break even to sometimes negative about 4 months ago. It's about 16 weeks. So again, using the same strategies before, here's what the campaign structure looks like on this brand. Exact product targeting is our top spending campaign again. The second top spending campaign is category targeting. And you can see this is way more evenly distributed. The top campaign is making $36,000 over this time period. The next one is $28,000. The next one is $27,000. The next one's $24,000. The next one's $23,000. So a lot more evenly distributed than the last brand we looked at. So exact product targeting is our top spending campaign. Category targeting, our second top spending campaign. Then we have 2 exact single keyword targeting campaigns, and then another exact keyword targeting campaign. That's multiple keywords. All right, here's an electronics brand that's profiting $40,000 per week. And again, that's profit, not revenue. So this brand is doing just about $1 million a month in revenue. It's profiting about $160,000 per month in revenue. In net end of day profit, we measure this weekly in our case, and we're able to raise that from only about $0 to $20,000 per week. It was averaging really more like around $12,000 per week. So we got it from $12,000 per week average to over $40,000 per week in profit on average. Here's what the campaigns look like on that. You see in this one, it's somewhere in between. Not crazy distributed to the top spending campaign, but it's also not super evenly distributed. It goes from 360,000 down to 121,000, down to 98,000, down to 62. So top spending campaign is a phrase match, keyword targeted, branded campaign. And that's because this brand has a lot of branded search. So obviously that one is going to get a really low A cost. So that one aside, we have broad match modified targeting. So this is broad modified with keywords that we know are really smacking. And this one is also doing really well, 14% ACoS. Then we get to exact keyword targeting, then another product targeting campaign, then auto targeting with different bids, the way I showed you guys before. Those are the top 5 campaigns for that brand. And with that, I'm going to wrap this off. The event that I was mentioning before, it's called the Profitable PPC Challenge. You guys can scan this QR code to get into there. This only happens twice a year. It does sell out every time. We keep it to just 7 groups of 60 brands each. Each group gets a bunch of mentors. There's an 8-to-1 participant to mentor ratio. So every single person gets their particular PPC problems handled by top spending PPC spenders, either brand owners or their PPC professionals that do this for dozens or hundreds of brands and have millions of dollars of ad spend under their belt. Every single one of the mentors in the group has millions of dollars of ad spend under their belt. So this is a great way to master Amazon PPC. It's a great way to stay up to date with what's working now in Amazon PPC. We go through dozens of real examples of product launches with PPC, all from this year, 2025. Product launches with PPC, really profitable accounts and what their campaign structure looks like in a much deeper way than we just went over now very briefly. AI for video, not just inside Amazon's ad builder, but outside. AI for image generation using Nano Banana and other tools. We go through campaign structure. We give you tools for how to set up your campaigns based on the stage that your product lifecycle is in on Amazon and based on your category and your repeat purchase rate and consumable status. You get all these take-home tools that you can use to easily navigate your own Seller Central Ad Console dashboard. And we make it very simple. So instead of having millions of different options and telling you guys everything that exists out there and how to do everything, we tell you what you should focus on, what just 1 or 5% of the options that you have, you should focus on based on the stage you're currently at. and we give you step-by-step walkthroughs of how to implement them. So if you need your PPC to start being profitable, if you want your PPC to grow you profitably, this is the way to do it. It's currently the top virtual training for Amazon PPC in the world. Like I said before, we catch Amazon themselves sending people to it. We get people registered, with Amazon.com emails who are coming into our training at this point, which is pretty funny, pretty cool. And I recommend you guys try it out. So just scan this QR code on your screen with your phone. You just go through a simple type form, and then you can join. You do have to be a brand owner to join this, or at least work for a brand to join this. And you do get certified at the end. So by the time, if you finish it, you show up, you do all the exercises, and you show up every day. We take attendance. We make sure you're engaging with mentors and other sellers. It's a very interactive 5-day intensive workshop. If you can commit to it, it's September 22nd to September 26th, which is coming up in just a couple days here. I would love to have you guys.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Which number of PPC challenge is this? Like 6?
This
or
is
8?
the seventh ever
Yeah.
live 5-day profitable PPC challenge.
So in other words, you know what you are doing. It works for people since you are repeating it. So that's great. So yeah, we have a few more questions. So Matt was saying, why not to take highly converting TikTok UGC videos and run those on Amazon?
100%, you can do that. We do that all the time. The way to do that is, since they're vertical format, you stitch them side by side with a static image of the product. So you show the product itself, and then you show the UGC video next to it. The UGC video is running, and right next to the UGC video, you see an image of the product. And that can be, just your primary image, or it could be an image of the product in setting, or it could be an image of the product with some kind of visual representation of its features or its benefits. And that can work really, really well. But that's the formula. So you take the vertical video, stitch it, but you don't want to run a vertical video because it doesn't show up as good. Amazon on mobile squishes it into that little frame anyway. So there's no reason to run just a vertical video by itself. It's best to run horizontal. So you just take the vertical video, stitch it with image of the product that becomes horizontal, and then you run that as a horizontal video ad. That's the best way to do it. And it's a great formula. It's a great point by Matt. You should do that.
Cool. Question from Miss Samex. I think he or she came a bit too late. What is more details about how and where to do these AI videos using Amazon engine? Can you just repeat shortly?
Yeah, you can get more details on my YouTube channel. I have a whole YouTube video about this. I just uploaded it about a week and a half ago. So you'll see it. Just search Chris Rawlings on YouTube, or it should show up if you just search Amazon AI video ad PPC, something like that. But if you just search Chris Rawlings, you'll find my channel. It's one of the most recent videos I uploaded. And it says in big text, Amazon AI video ad builder. So you'll find it easily, and you can get more details there. But just to give you like the 15-second rundown, you just open Seller Central, go to advertising in the hamburger menu. Once you're in your ad console, click create campaign, click sponsored brands, and then scroll down, click video, product detail page, and then you'll see Amazon's own AI ad builder at the bottom of the page. At the bottom of the page, the sponsored brand page to create a campaign. You just click generate video, and then you'll see it generating your AI video ads for you.
Perfect. Matt is asking, at what point to remove a converting keyword from an auto campaign and move to an exact? I usually wait for 3 sales, then back exact it and move to an exact campaign. Is this correct?
Yeah, 3 is a little light because that's still at the point where it could be luck, but you can also use your subjective judgment. So if you see 3 sales and it's working well at a low ACoS, and the keyword is actually relevant, then yeah, you can move it into its campaign. And what we do is we move it without negating it and we let there be overlap. Because for whatever reason, sometimes keywords do better in broad campaigns and auto campaigns than they do in single keyword campaigns, even the same keyword, the same exact search term, not keyword, the same search term. So just let them run, let them overlap. It's fine. Don't worry about any kind of cannibalization or anything like that. Amazon's algorithm is smart enough to overcome that. Yeah, 3 is a little early. That's not really enough to have totally statistically significant data. You're only about 65% sure at that time. So if you wait till 5, 6 orders, that's probably better. Then you know that the ACoS is likely accurate. But yeah, it's fine to do it earlier because you'll find out later on anyway. It's just that you'll have to make more retroactive changes.
Matt is continuing with similar question. If we read from the middle, also, what is the benefit of targeting the entire category? Don't most customers shop by keyword, not category?
Yeah, the benefit is it gives Amazon's algorithm leeway to run. So when you target the whole category, it's basically telling Amazon like, put my ad on product listings in this category that are likely to convert for me. And so you're not really actually showing it on all of the products in the category. Amazon's algorithm is smart enough to put you only on the products that it knows you're most likely to convert for. And then as the campaign goes on, it's doing some optimization on its own because Amazon's algorithm learns which listings are good for you, which listings are bad for you, and it can perform super well. That's why in some of the examples that I showed you guys, category targeting campaigns were like second top spending campaigns, because since about November of last year of 2024, category targeting campaigns started performing a lot better. We used to not use them at all. We used to completely ignore them, but recently they just started performing better. And now we've got category targeting campaigns that are working really well.
All right. And it looks like we have the last question from Maz. What does your new launch PPC structure look like? I think you explained a little bit.
Yeah. So it's hard to describe in like a single sentence because our main philosophy for the launch is we use our knowledge of what's worked well in that category for that type of product, for that brand stage before. And we use that as the initial basis. And then we just feed more of what works. But in general, what the type of campaigns that are essential for your launch are sponsored product campaigns targeting a single keyword to help you rank. Now that's used to be the whole launch. Now that's just a small part of the launch, maybe like 15% of your ad spend. Then keyword groupings based on shopper intent that are either broad modified or phrase match. Then sponsored brand video campaigns. That this is at this point, that's pretty much essential for every launch we do. We try to get sponsored brand video in there. Then auto campaigns in sponsored products. And we'll mix in some category targeting campaigns if we have enough ad spend budget, and some product targeting campaigns in sponsored products and product targeting campaigns in sponsored brand video. That's mostly it. Now, if you come to the challenge, you're going to see a ton of examples of successful launches and what their campaign structures actually were in reality. But you'll also get a framework where you can like check off the types of campaigns that you're interested in running out of our list of the best launch campaign types. And then you can budget them with our budgeting tool and then copy and paste them right into your ad console. All of that you get in the challenge. You get all of those frameworks, the naming conventions, the campaign budget planner, so you can easily budget your campaigns. It makes your job so much quicker and so much easier to have this stuff before you actually start advertising.
Amazing. So much value. Thank you very much, Chris. And you said PPC Challenge is where the people can learn from you for small fee. And if people already want to work with you for managing their PPC campaigns, do you have any requirements for brands, the size?
Yeah, for that, they can go to sophiesociety.com to work with us on their brand. So if you want to talk to us about actually like taking over the PPC in your account, we're actually pretty fairly priced because we used to only be able to work with large brands. Now we work with small brands on a very small retainer that's about the cost of, a Filipino VA. And then once you reach a certain revenue threshold, then we switch into a small percentage of the share of PPC revenue that we bring in. And so it's a very fair structure compared to what's out there in the agency market. We're not an agency, we're a partner. So we're partnering with you and kind of, we're more like an investor. We're believing in you in the beginning and really not making any profit for ourselves. And then as we grow you, that's when we really actually start to grow. So you can go to sophiesociety.com to apply for that, to apply for PPC partnership. And if you want to come to the challenge to learn all of these Ninja PPC hacks and also just Amazon brand growth hacks, you do that as well. I'm going to paste the link in here again. Oh, okay. Won't let me paste links.
Yeah, the link is in the live comments and also in the video description as well, the first lines, so people can see
Cool.
that.
Okay, great. So you
And,
guys got the link there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Chris. It was a pleasure as always.
Thanks,
More
Augustus.
great
Thank
good
you,
luck.
everybody, for showing up. This was awesome. Really fun, really engaging crowd today. It was good to have all the
Yeah,
questions. Everybody show up.
And Mas says, thanks, Chris. All right. Bye-bye. And good luck in your business. And some of you will see Chris at the challenge. Bye-bye.
Yeah. See you guys in a couple days.
And now I would like to invite you to watch other video with Chris where he shares 5 strategies to lower your ACOS. So check this out.